Yeah, I want to say hi to Eric too. Hi, Eric.
Hey, Eric. Bruce, you want to say hello to Eric?
Hey, Eric.
Ralph?
Thanks for joining us. Eric, get off my lawn.
There you go. Sparky 107 wants to know how can he get to watch A Model Is Life or listen to A Model Is Life? How can he do that?
If he goes to amodelerslife.com, there's links there to the free site, which is Libsyn and iTunes, and there's other. You can get it on Google Play. He can get it on TuneIn and Spotify. But if he goes to the website, amodelerslife.com, there's links right there.
Zappa Gap.
Yeah. It's a CA type glue. Kevin said Flex-File plastic weld. And Ron was saying MEK.
No, I can use. No, I can weld with acetone. That works. It's beautiful. But I can't print this job in ABS. It has to be PLA.
So what I have here is, you'll see that I've got 9 different LEDs on here, and they're just kind of slowly changing. One comes on, one comes off. You know, it's kind of a slow pace. We could sit here all night watching this very slowly go, but you know, if you actually had these in windows in your different buildings, or even one in each different building, it doesn't even have to be windows in the same building, then you'd want it to go this slow or maybe even slower. And that's about the only thing I'm going to have to show you in the sketch. So we're going to go back to that real quick. Actually, let's build this thing first. So I just put it together so that you could see what we're going to end up doing. And what I'm going to do is just unplug my Arduino and tear this thing apart real quick.
Everybody's hot. Howdy, howdy, howdy. We should have a picture coming up here soon. There we go. We'll be turning my camera on in just a minute here. I'm kind of in the process of something. How's everybody doing tonight? And let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all know what happened. You got the final video, and Tuesday everything went hot. So what do y'all think? Okay.
I think reception's been really good from everybody I've seen. I think everybody understands it. Of course, I think we've all been. I think the greatest thing is we were so excited about it for the months as we built up and worked with it, having to keep it a secret, not talk to anybody about it. I'm just glad it's public knowledge.
Yeah. Well, we would like to know what people think about it and how it looks to them.
Yep.
Yeah, sparky right now, but we've got a few things in the works there that's going to kind of change things around.
Well, like the View series that we started last month, that's very new and a very different format to what YouTube Model Builders has done for 5 years, collaborating with other YouTubers, bringing other people outside the community in for a good back and forth discussion of their viewpoints on kind of somewhat controversial or challenging subjects in a pre-recorded format. So it's 20 minutes of very digestible information that you can listen. You can watch. When you get a moment's time to sit and watch 20 minutes worth of content. Or you can listen to them. The video's not, critical to listening to that as well. So that's quite different for us. And then this month's changed, and we still have a lot more coming. So,
yeah.
Plus all the technology that surrounds this, a new web page, which we were in desperate need of for a long time with YTNB. We decided to wrap that and roll that into what we were doing here. A new Facebook page that is a proper page that you can follow as opposed to a group that was, not scalable very well. And for a lot of people who are not Facebook fans, which I understand, I have Facebook, but I understand the challenges people have with Facebook, having the Twitter page to post, and the like on. So, and upcoming shows and a calendar that we had, but haven't had for a while. So you can go to the webpage and see everything coming up, every video of the Model Railroading Live series for when that's going to be released, so you can know what to look forward to watch, plus every show that's coming up, so you can know what days something will be available and what it's going to be, so you'll know whether you want to be there to chat and participate in.
All right, I got a question though, Andy, on that YouTube page. I've been going to the community tab to post the shows. Now, anybody else like Jason or any of these others, can they go to a community tab and do their posting there, or what?
You mean to comment on your posting for an upcoming show, or to?
Well, to post like they were doing in G+.
Well, they can't. No, there's to it. They can comment. So if you posted something about a new video or something like that, they can comment about that video and say, "Oh yeah, hey, I also did a video about this a couple weeks ago," or after your show 2 weeks from now, I've got a couple guys going to get together and discuss a topic like this. They can post a link that way too. But the reality is, this is not something that we, or Model Railroading Live, this is not something we need to force on everybody. G+ going away kind of changed the model for everybody, that, or at least how we were doing it. But the reality is, Google Plus was an abject failure in every way that we were using it, but Google failed, and people forget. I don't think Google's gonna resurrect any alternative to it either, because people think this is not just one time. This is the third social media platform that Google has put billions, tens of millions of dollars, whatever, building. Because they had order cut before Google Plus. This is their third major their platform failure. I would say Google would decide that social media is something they cannot accept. For all the things that I also don't care for about Facebook, the reality is Facebook won the war. That's where everybody is.
Andy.
So the best thing to do is to go on Facebook and to post on our Facebook page about your stuff too.
Andy, you need to close a couple of tabs. Your audio's getting a little wacky. And do you have a focus on that camera?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm just a kind of wacky person. That might be what you're experiencing. But yeah, I'll adjust my focus.
No, the audio is getting a little squirrely. Well, I did announce last week that I do have a MeWe page. You guys can come over and join the group page. I did look at it tonight, and it does. The name of it is Riding the Rails South on MeWe. So y'all welcome to join that and post your stuff there too if you like. I opened that up just to see what that was like and see how it's going to work.
And we have talked about a MeWe page for Model Rarity Live. So if you guys have any feedback, if that's something you would care for, let us know. Because it's all fine and well for us to go create an account there, but if there's no activity, if nothing happens, then it's just it doesn't matter. If people are going to do stuff with it, if you want to get on MeWe and communicate with us and stuff, let us know. We'll put the effort in if other people will join along.
Yeah, there's a few of them in here in the chat that have joined in. I know Dave Piper's in there. I think JC joined my page too. Rep Track. Jerry, that's MeWe. M-E-W-E, like you had the first time. Come on, Ron, you got to join in over on MeWe on my page.
Problem is there's just too much stuff to keep up with. Facebook is kind of where everything's at. There is a point in Twitter. I mean, I do follow a lot of things there. I post a lot. It's not at all the same thing, but it's a good way to get notifications. There's a point in us having a Twitter because we don't need a lot of back and forth. We just need to post about upcoming shows. That's it. And we can do that from our webpage now.
Jerry, go to our Facebook page. Take a look at that because we're, as you know, we try to keep everything mile railroading, and there is no political or anything to that. So if you want to, check it out. Let us know. Yeah, I know what y'all talking about, all these social media pages trying to keep up with everything. And me not being all that social media savvy to start with.
Well, it's hard regardless. What's going to work better for us is than what the page has so much more flexibility of reality that for those who are not Facebook members, don't have accounts, and don't want to have accounts, we are working on Facebook on the web page. You won't be able to comment because you don't have a Facebook account. There's no getting around that. But that way you could read the posts that other people make on our Facebook account. You could read those from our webpage. Same thing will be true of Twitter, as well as we will have posting on the webpage for upcoming events. But there are no ways for people to comment on those things without having an account on some platform.
Yeah, Dwight's saying Facebook just gave 5 million accounts personal info yesterday.
Yeah, I have to look that up. But, I mean, there are leaks and things get hacked. But the reality is you're going to use technology. And all of these things are vulnerable. Target, Home Depot, did you have any of those accounts? And Facebook gets talked about. The Facebook hack that happened, 2013 or something, was huge. 500 million accounts hacked, and they got the passwords. And that changed cybersecurity as a whole. It changed what you've got to do to make a good password because hackers got heuristics or how humans think about passwords. But the biggest hack in technology, period, since go back to the 1950s, there's been no bigger hack that affected all of us than the Equifax breach. So, and you're going to have credit cards. So we're all vulnerable to the same things. Facebook doesn't make you any more or less vulnerable that you don't post everything on Facebook. I mean, if you get on Facebook and every time you have dinner, you post it and put a picture of it. Every time you leave the house, you post it or whatever. Then, yeah, there's some concerns, but that's not the technology. That's just, I'm on Facebook. Nobody ever sees me posting, that kind of stupidity. I mean, if I do make a really, really nice dinner at the house, occasionally I'll post a picture of that so that, so my family that lives out of state can, we can comment and stuff like that. But it's mostly for model railroading for me. Facebook's largely just a place that I can be a member of communities like ours and communicate with other people via Facebook. So I don't have a lot of personal information on Facebook that's not publicly available anyway. I mean, if you want my email address or my phone number and stuff, you're going to find that on the internet regardless. It doesn't need to be on Facebook.
Andy, can you post the link to the .com page?
Sure.
Dave Piper asked if you could post the link to the new website. And for those who might come in after, yes, Dwight, Andy's fixing to post that link to the website. It's not active yet, but it will be here in the future, near future, as soon as we can get to it, okay? But Andy is going to make it so that when you go to the website, you'll be able to, hopefully I'm right saying this, Andy, be able to see the Facebook page and be able to just read what's there.
That's right, and be able to read this posted on there and in the comment stuff. You just won't be able, at least some of it. There's some weirdness there, but we're going to do everything we can to make as much of it as possible visible in a read-only way onto a subpage of our website. And we're doing that with a lot of things. The goal with the website is to be the old website, and for most people's website, is a basic information. I mean, if you're body shop or whatever, your mechanic, their webpage, you'd have his phone number and address and a few things like that. And that's all our site has been for us for the most part, short of being able to make giveaways. They will be used. It's for a webpage to be the root of everything. By all means, you could just hop on a computer. You could just go to Facebook. You could just follow us on Twitter and get notifications. But calendars of shows, different shows, Facebook and Twitter information. Have the YouTube live stream. You could go to our website, live..com or live because they go to the same place. You could just go there and watch the live video stream. That will also allow us to do some really neat things like have a single chat that is the same chat regardless of where you watch it. And then, you know, another big picture goal for us is to be able to stream on to Facebook and to YouTube all in synchronous. So it's the same video everywhere all the time. So there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. Was mission critical to all of that stuff? More because it is a whole lot more to us than just the basic information page. It's the, you know, it's a platform that everything else will be built on top of. And then the name change was such a logical.
Dan has popped in. Bob's In Scale Man Cave has popped in also. How y'all doing? All right, enough tech talk. What you working on, Jason? Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
No flat
I'm
car
still
loads?
no. I still got to work on moving physical office to a different part of the room.
Yeah.
But for Bachman Spectrum heavyweight passenger cars yesterday.
Wow. Alrighty.
And Pennsylvania Railroad. Just something to have toting around every once in a while.
With some kind of weird couplers.
Yeah.
I bet.
Horn hooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came with horn hooks. I already changed them out.
We forget that used to be the standard, you know. People growl about freight cars costing what they do. Oh gosh, you used to be able to buy an Athearn freight car for $5. You had to buy trucks and wheel sets, or at least wheel sets. You had to buy couplers. You had to put weight in them, you know. Nowadays you can buy a car and, you know, it's ready to slap butt at it or something. You were ready to roll.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, now you're dropping about every fourth word.
Well, that's about all that's good. I'm only good for a word here or there that's useful anyway. So,
yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
No, I think it's probably that hotel internet.
I would imagine it is. Not to mention, I got like 6 computers and 140 iPods connected to the Wi-Fi, so I'm really pushing it a bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've only got like whatever. I've only got like 30 or 40 connected right now, so not too bad. And then, you know, TVs with the computer that, you know, with the computer hooked in, and then a few laptops, and, you know, routers and stuff over there. Yeah. So, and that's just the stuff I got out in front of me right here, because I got boxes of iPods.
Well, Lee said that while you're sitting in the hotel room, you can make him some trees.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to make them out of cardboard. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'd make them out of. I could maybe cut the wire up to the lamps and make some wire trees that way, but I have a feeling they wouldn't love me, you know, management or whatever.
Hey, Chris just got in here, MRL Trains.
Finally. All right, buddy.
Hope you're getting better. Yeah, Jerry said he's raising a new belt in the height of HO cork bed to allow clearance for the box cars. All right.
Like putting it on, like a lot of us have had to put cork under structures too to get them up to the track height. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, like shimming it up.
Yeah, yeah. Chris's comment was soon. I hope surgery next week. Well, I hope surgery goes really well for you, Chris. I think you're worrying Eric a little bit there, Andy. He goes, now what kind of casino scam is he doing that he needs that many phones in a hotel? Sometimes feels a little fishy and not all on the up and up. You doing YouTube likes for money?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think I probably need more than that. That'd be a good way to do it. Especially if you had phones, that'd be the way to do it. These are just iPods, so they're just Wi-Fi, but.
Nah, Andy's on the road for work, so that's what he's doing with the iPods.
Yeah, we have 1,300 to 1,400 under management in across 10 different campaigns, or actually 13 to 14 campaigns, including a couple of them in Britain, a couple of them in South Korea, and then these that travel all over the U.S. And it's a tour where people walk through an experience, and it uses proximity to tell where you are in the tour for Compassion International, which is the largest of those, $28 a month will save a kid in Nigeria, whatever. They walk you through these big 18-wheelers with pop-outs and stuff to get some idea of what the child's life would be like. And we've had it out for a couple of years, and it started out with just one, and now we have like 13 or 14 across 3 countries or 4 countries in all of the states. So it's been successful, and it's some really. I'm not involved in any of the other part of it except the tech, and the tech is very, very sweet. And there's some really neat stuff that would adapt to model railroading real well, like proximity. You could do some really neat things with some proximity if you knew where your operators were in the aisles. And you could do things like Miles has done with motion activation so that you could reduce the noise pollution of having ambient sound effects in your room if you only play the sound effects that are near where a person's walking. And that proximity is cheap. You can buy those little Bluetooth devices that are meant for marketing and stuff like this, and you can buy those devices for 10 or 15 bucks a piece, and all phones and throttles that are walking through the room, anything with a screen, would know where it was and can feed you information like your order. If you're walking up to the order station, you can get the order off the order board for your next operation, or you could get the track plan popped up for a particular location. There's some neat things that we could do.
Hey, Stu, how you doing? Dwayne said he's fixing his grandfather's Lionel 226E, which is a pre-war steam engine. He'd rather be putting DCC in a HO engine.
Yeah, that was some of those Lionel, could be really tough. Some of those early ones could be really tough, but it's amazing how much technology we don't think of that as technology, but how much innovation maybe was involved in all that Lionel automation stuff. And all that come from all the advancement in technology that we did to fight World War II. And all these guys who worked on all the technology, companies who developed it, all came home and used all that technology that we had advanced on how to home in with a better missile, how to automate, something for a warfighting mechanism or whatever. And we adapted a lot of that technology to trains. It's amazing. Yeah, guys, a lot of these you're talking about the tracking of MAC addresses. If you guys are worried about that, this is what you want. This is a little mobile router, little hotspot. It's odd because it's got it's got a battery in it, of course. In my case, connect to their Wi-Fi, or it has an Ethernet port, so you can plug in if you're in a place where it has a wired network. But it'll connect to their wireless, and then all your other devices connect to this, which means the only thing the hotel sees is this device, and it provides a real physical firewall between your computer or between their network and your computers. Plus, you can have multiple devices all behind this one thing, and they can talk to each other and share files, and you can bring a Chromecast, and like I've got you guys up on the 65-inch TV here in the hotel. All of that, having this kind of networking stuff. And these are like $50 or something. So it's not like this is expensive technology.
Yeah, Stu Structure said if I could give up tech and go back to wind up trains.
Yeah. What do they call that? Clockwork trains? Or that's not exactly the right word, but there's a term for that. It's something like clock something.
Yeah, I've heard the clockwork before, but
wind up
yeah,
clock.
There's a term for anything that's mechanical technology like that. It's mechanical stored energy. But I promise we all love the technology. Sometimes there's stress about the technology. It is less than perfect. You've got to be diligent about your security. There's a lot of things to worry about with tech. But if it went away, people say that they want to go back in time to a simpler time. I quite assure you that you wouldn't if you actually did it for a few days. If if the medical, the reality with the medical technology, with all the other things, our lives are better in every measurable way today than they were a decade ago, or the decade before that, or the decade before that, or the decade before that. For all the problems we have, look how much better things have got. And modern railroading, what things we've got today. When you could just buy, Jason was showing Scaltrade's car he got earlier. It's astonishing what we've got at our disposal now. Astonishing. Granted, I'm biased. I love this stuff, but
Ron Strange of things was paper books, magazines, and let's see. What was it called? Oh, yes, Conversation.
But we have that's what we're doing right now, is having conversations.
Yeah.
And we're having conversations with people regardless of where we are. Yes, I much prefer the face-to-face conversations. And for all the technology I love, it is not uncommon at all for me to be talking to somebody and say, hey, I'm just going to hop in the car, come down there and sit face-to-face and talk to you in my business. I don't disregard the face-to-face. That's why I love going to the whole reason that I would go to the NMRA shows, because ask any of the guys who've been with me, I buy virtually nothing at the shows. Very little. Maybe I buy a few things. I'm not interested in it for the shopping at all. It is entirely for the face-to-face. Getting to sit down and talk to my fellow model railroaders and guys that I couldn't be happier about being able to call friends. But I wouldn't have met all these guys had it not been for technology. Yes, you can fall in love with technology and spend all your time in a basement playing video games and never talk to another human being. That is a way you can use technology. But we, Model Railroading Live, and all of our community here are using technology. The example we're setting for how we use technology is nothing but creating more friendships, getting more people who are having these conversations.
Well, I tell you what, we've had a really good conversation, and we've already hit the 1.5 hour mark. So, y'all have a good evening, and we'll see you later. Boy, he must be engrossed in whatever it is he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You guys having fun at my expense?
Yeah. I was trying to get you maybe do a double take like I do Andy every now and then. Well, I tell him it's 2 hours ahead of what it really is. Get him a little excited.
Oh, okay. And yes, I am engrossed in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Jerry just said something.
Yeah, Jerry. It's only 9:30. I was trying to mess with Ralph.
Yeah.
I figure people get all that pretty quick.
Oh, Andy. Sorry to correct you, but it was a Zach Rail car.
Say that again. I lost you for some reason.
Exact rail car. That's
Yeah.
what I
Spectacular.
was talking with you about.
Yeah, we're looking at that. It's just amazing how much stuff's available for all the ground that people do over the cost of the hobby, and it's because they look at the eccentrically expensive stuff. And honestly, if you think the hobby is much more expensive now, go back 30 years ago, and if you want anything like that, it was brass. And the reason I left the hobby 20 years ago is because to do the kind of modeling I wanted, I needed a lot of brass equipment. Nowadays, so I figure the hobby is much cheaper today if you're doing it at a high level than it used to be.
Yeah.
And there's still AccuRail cars, so you can still do that. Look at that. Exact Rail, Tangent, Scale Trades, Rapido. Just wow.
Yep. Yeah. I was surprised on the deal I got, but
oh yeah, you did. That's right. That was astonishing.
What kind of deal did you get?
each car was $20.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Yeah. They're about $50 almost now. So yeah, I got a good deal on that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we got one here. Driver 944S. Quick question. We got a quick answer.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You got to remember Andy's here.
I'm designing my first layout. And what size switches would you all recommend? Number 4, number 5, number 6? Well, it kind of depends on what you're going to do. Oh, okay. Hang on, folks. We got a flash.
And how much space he's got.
Now, for a yard and a main line. Well, I can tell you with the fellow I'm helping out, building his layout, I use number 6s on the main line, and coming off the main line, from there I'm dropping down to number 5s. He's got a 6-track yard, double-ended. I could have shot him because I'm making the turnouts for him. But we're using number 5s in the yard because for me, building that one, this seems to be working a lot better with the number 5s than it does with the number 6s, just because they turn out a little bit shorter than what a number 6 does. I don't know if people really use that much of the number 4s anymore, really.
Industrial industrial areas are good for number 4. Very tight industrial areas.
Or in tight spaces in your yards.
Yeah. And it depends more about what kind of equipment you're running and what you're trying to recreate cosmetically. But what were you going to Ralph? What was you think? So
what type of equipment?
That's right. And the era, because if you're going to run, I would say if you're any layout considerations you're talking about, minimum radius, grade, all that stuff, the first thing you have to say is what era. And if you're not modeling a specific era, then what range of equipment do you want to run? Because if you want to run steam, that is going to be a massive design consideration on your layout. It is going to affect your radius. It's going to affect your maximum grade profiles. It's going to affect turnout considerations and even how they, how tolerant to S curves and things like that you need.
He said coal trains. Originally was number 8's on the main line and number 6 is in the yard.
So I would also suggest that the difference is what really shines when you have exceptionally, larger turnouts is having a difference. So if every turnout you have is a number 6, then it doesn't really, or if every turnout you had was a number 10, it doesn't exactly showcase when you have a really, like a hero tree or something. If every tree is a hero tree, then they don't exactly shine and don't pop as well. So what I've suggested to other people is use a good, large enough minimum turnout. And if you have the space, especially for modern equipment, I put 8s on the main line. Bar none. That's my minimum. I don't have a main line turnout that's less than an 8. And then in a few places where the track is up close, front and center, especially like at the end of passing sidings where everything's going back to a single track, I'm putting like a number 10 or 12 there because it really shines. If all of your turnouts are a certain size, if you have that one that's just reasonably massive, it's a real showcase to have that difference.
Okay, so the question that I would ask is, what kind of switches is he going to use? Pre-manufactured, or is he going to make his own? Because if you're going to go with pre-manufactured, you've got very limited turnouts that you can use. But if you're going to build fast tracks, you can build it to any size you want.
Yeah, he says fast tracks. Okay. And I would use 5s in a yard too, unless you just have a tremendous amount of space. You could sure pack a lot of yard ladder in with 5s, and if you really tightly couple them together, which microengineering has that spectacular yard ladder system that really lets you bulk the yard ladders up. But I would still, if you're willing to do fast tracks, you're planning to do a fast tracks, you can't buy, build, or otherwise get a better turnout mechanically than fast tracks.
Does he already have the fixtures, or is he considering?
He hasn't said yet.
Okay. I'll say this. I'll say the same thing I said to Johnny. If you want to go with a number 5 or even a number 6, and you want to use 6 out in the main, and you want to use the 5s in the yard, or similar. If you get a double crossover fixture, you can make right-handed crossover, left-handed crossover, double crossover. You end up also be able to make a diamond, and you can make your right and left-hand switches, all from the same fixture. So you don't have to go out and buy 3 or 4.
Especially for the number 5. And then maybe you buy a number 8 or something for your mainline turnouts. And if you only need to build a single turnout, like you wanted to build a number 12 or something in one spot of your layout, or a number 12 crossover in a spot where it would really shine, you could paper build those, build them on paper. I would build some turnouts in the fixture first and get your experience level up a little bit, of course. But you could build a few. Now, the fixture makes what you're doing a lot faster. But if you only have to build a couple individual turnouts, like especially if you're going to do any curved turnouts, that's a big consideration for mine. On the current layout I'm building, the top 2 levels, there's something around, something around 37 turnouts or something. Only like 5 or 6 straight turnouts. The rest are all curved because you get so much more room. You gain so much layout with curved turnouts.
Yeah, driver said that's a great idea, Ralph. I think he's saying, well, he got to respond. I don't know if it's to what you were saying, but it says yes, number 6 and 8.
So figure out which one you're going to have more switches of, or more turnouts of, and make that the double crossover, and use that as your guide. That's what I did with mine, and that's what Johnny's doing as well.
Yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer in my opinion. I don't. That's a really logical thing that I don't know I'd ever heard anybody recommend prior to you suggesting that to everybody. But that's once you had said it, it seemed really obvious to me. That's a good idea.
Well, thank you, KRP Models. He said he liked the new name. Appreciate that. Dave, BNSF in-scale semi-retired semi-driver. I only say that once each show. After that is Dave BNSF. Woo! That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
That was a great thought. Had not considered that, Mudfather Ralph.
It works for anybody that wants to do their own turnouts. It's amazing what you can do with.
Yeah. Yeah, driver said those are the fixtures he has now. It's the number 6 and number 8.
Yeah, so if you wanted to use number 5s in a yard, then you can buy that double crossover. But it has a lot to do with how much space you have to work with. I mean, if you have a tremendous amount of space, then you can put 6s in a yard. But if you're space constrained, boy, just the difference in a number 6 or a number 5 will buy you quite a bit of it will compress a yard ladder more significantly than you would naturally think, or more significantly than I would have thought, just going from 6 to 5.
Yeah, Mr. Chris is going, great name. Can you say royalties? LOL. We're not Mulholland. We're just Mall Railroading live. And Andrew, now that you got a new computer, why don't you come on in here and we can say we got a new person on the panel.
What about me?
You're not new.
Oh, okay. I had a hard time finding the place. I was like, what did I miss? I missed something. And then I'm like, the old link don't work. I'm like, okay. Oh, I changed the name. Okay, I'll fix it.
We put a piece of paper in the window to give it everybody the new address we had moved to across town.
Oh, I wasn't there. I wasn't reading it. I figured it out. I was like, I haven't been paying attention. I've kind of been flooded out lately, so I've been a little preoccupied.
Yeah, the link on the Facebook page wasn't working either.
Phil,
You say the
how you
link?
doing? Phil says, looks like Ralph is working on a 1/24th scale street base.
Close. It's for my futuristic spacecraft. Yeah, now it's on the floor. Oh well.
And just freshly painted.
Yeah.
Well, it just got some weathering.
That's right. Customizing job.
Yeah, a little texture.
So the paint is getting the streaks, the rain streaks and so on, correct. Or at least looking reasonable.
They BNSF said, my computer's down, wanted to shorten the name, get rid of the whole semi-retired driver thing. Hey, Ralph.
Yeah.
I'm just a messenger. Ron, strange of things. It doesn't rain in space, Ralph.
This is not in space. It has to come to land at some point. Come on. The nerve of some people's kids, honest to God.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the hangar's for.
That's right. And I don't want to build the whole hangar. It's bad enough building this base. This base has to house a battery as well because it's going to be a levitating aircraft.
You know, you're getting pretty good at that, Ralph. You're going to have to put a levitating house on your layout.
That's a possibility.
I saw the grin.
What was that movie, the cartoon movie where the guy put balloons on his house?
Oh, that was Andrew down under. Oh, hey, Andrew.
Yeah, I thought I'd probably know the crap out of Andy.
You did what?
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, I sent you emails today trying to get you in, so.
Did you?
Yeah.
Phil Wyman said, ooh, Area 51.
Pretty close.
Yeah. Not really not found it. I found the link in the chat.
It's area 50 and a half.
How's the flooding going, Rob?
Do what?
The flooding.
Yeah, it's going. They still got problems out west and all, but
yeah, we had minor flooding here the other day, and about a foot of water running over the road.
Yeah, I think we had 5.5 feet in my office.
Wow.
Oh, a little bit of rain then.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit of snow melt, a lot of snow melt.
Well, you get a new
broken
computer
dam.
then.
What?
You get a new computer then.
No, I saved my old one.
Oh, yeah.
I saved everything I needed to start over again.
Well, I got an old one here going cheap. Not much good for anything, but
Yeah.
yeah, with this new computer and new camera, things are picking up.
Big Bill just popped in. Why is there a shot of a bed in this live stream? Andy's demonstrating a new layout technique.
That's right.
He's going to jump in that pretty soon and just lay out on it.
That's right. That's the way to do a show.
Multi-case
I
pants.
didn't want the band in here, but I couldn't find a better place to put it to be able to talk to you guys. So it's prominent, and I called down to the hotel and asked them if they could take it apart and move it back for a few minutes, but apparently we lost connection or something because lost service on the phone.
Yeah, I was in the chat room last night and talking away, and all of a sudden, I just put that touchpad back together that you loaned me, Andy, while I was here in the chat. And just as I laid it down, everything went black. We lost power here in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Of course, you know me, I had to go, daggone Apple.
That's right. Took power down over the whole of northeastern Georgia or whatever.
Yeah, getting back on topic, that idea of double crossover jig, that's not bad. When I was doing my turnout, I was clamping them in the jig, but I was putting solder paste down.
Yep.
And then just hitting it with the blower. And that worked wonders. You don't get solder all over the place, just flows where it needs to go.
Well, that's what Tim Wires from Fast Tracks recommends. use paste, and he uses the plumbing paste. When your fixture's done, you wash it with alcohol, you're good to go.
I think that, remember a while back I had a lot of trouble with my track oxidizing badly at the solder joints.
Yep.
And I think that was the problem. I wasn't washing it good enough with the standard solder. I think it was the nickel in the rails reacting with the solder.
Yeah.
Because it was the same solder I used for all my electronics. I've never had that sort of problem before.
What kind of solder do you use? What's special about the solder? Just a rosin solder? You're not talking about like silver-based solder or nothing like that, are you?
No, it's a proper one for electronics. It should be right there, but it's not. Where is it?
Well, I can tell you, if you're using the ruby solder paste, you want to make sure you wash that good.
I love that stuff. Are you talking about using the ruby liquid, like with a micro brush?
No, I use
or
paste.
Yeah, that's good too. Boy, I love that ruby liquid stuff. You can just wipe it on, like if you're doing circuit board work.
Yeah, but doing track work, you make sure you wash it good. I mean, soap and water works, but you got to use toothbrush on it, scrub it a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah, what's good. I don't know if that's going to pick that up, is it?
Comes off better with rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, plumbing flux.
Lead-free water soluble.
That's the solder.
Huh?
That's the solder.
Yeah, that's the
lead-free.
Yeah, Ari said plumbing flux is not the same as electrical flux.
That's right. There's acid in plumbing flux.
Yeah,
it works good.
Bye.
Yeah, I buy the isopropyl alcohol with it. I buy it in a 4-litre bottle, 97% or something. It is. I get a toothbrush and get slap, and it does the job.
Yep.
It's cheaper to buy it in bulk than to buy the small bottles.
I can't buy the large bottle of isopropyl alcohol. All I can get is the 3/4 of a liter.
Yeah, I used to buy that, and the only place at the time I could get it was from the local chemist, and he used to charge me $45 a bottle.
Woo.
But this local hardware starts stocking it. It's locked away. You got to go to the counter and ask for it, and they go and get it for you. I'm going to pay about $35 for 4 litres, which is what a gallon. I don't know what it is.
It's not even a gallon or a whatever. It's not even a 4-liter container, because each one of these things here.
That's about a litre.
No, it's half a liter. You get 4 of them in a package for $12, so it's $3 for half a liter. That's what I pay, and I get it at Costco.
Yeah, the chemist was charging me for a 600 ml bottle, and that was bloody expensive.
Well, you shouldn't have been going to the chemist. Just go to the drugstore.
I'd tell him, but you're too old.
I like you too, Andrew.
Yeah. Same here, right?
Better be careful going to that local chemist. You never know what might be in it if you're here in the States.
Yeah.
That's what we deal with in Kentucky, Indiana, things. Probably safer.
The difference is, guys, a pharmacist in North America is the same as a chemist in Australia.
Yeah, and apparently the joke went over Ralph's head.
Yeah, didn't go over.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
right through the hairs.
Here in Indiana and Kentucky, the local chemist is the guy down at the street corner cooking the illegal stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, we had one of those ran this way, and he told us he blew his shit up.
Yeah, they do that quite a bit too.
Well, we done hit the 1 hour mark, so I guess we're going to head in for the night. Ouch. And we do have some shows next week. Boy, do we have some shows. All right, April the 9th, we've got the Fine Scale Show with Andy and his crew. April the 10th, we've got Who's Big Bill talking to. And then on Thursday, we're back here again for another time. April 17th will be Joe's Train Room. So, mark your calendars, April 9th. Next week, we got 3 shows, 3 in a row. You get a 3-fer. Y'all have a good night, good weekend, stay safe, try to stay dry. It started raining here tonight, so last forecast I looked at was going to be for about 8 days. So y'all have a good one, and we shall catch y'all next week on Tuesday night.
Here, Johnny.
Nice.